All right, let's take a look at the 24-hour candle, and we did snag. I still got some of those puts for tomorrow. Um, today's 604 puts obviously outperformed. Runners going to 1,800% on that one, but we didn't lose the range. Right now, it's fun, and I think this could be an opportunity to speculate because both the 4 hour and the 24 hour have contradictions that I think can be discussed. So let's make this simple, right? As of right now, the candle open from yesterday and the gap down below has been filled and you've returned back to base, right? Underneath you, you still have empty space, and that empty space on the lower time frame underneath 602, we have marked out around 600. Now you go to the 4 hour, and all of a sudden this clears up as to what really is going on. Floor, 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 that's where we're holding. Floor here as well, that's what we're fighting for, and that separates us from what I believe could likely be a retest at 606. I would have liked if that would have happened today, did not, but I think that could be. We'll see again. Oh shit, fuck. Hold on 1 second. Forgot to turn the music off. YouTube's gonna take that video down. All right, so you have and we can go to the 2 hour as well, right? We filled up basically 50% of the empty space between here and here. It is still resilient, so we'll see how the end of the day goes. You go to the hourly and the 30-minute, and you start to see the box. So, tomorrow it would be sick to go up and slap retest, but that could also keep us moving in this uptrend. So, that being said, I am speculating on a move down. We've already tapped off of this 3 times at 601. I'm looking below that at 600. So these price targets 600 and 608 and 607.95. These are going to be targets to the upside. If you wanted to straddle into tomorrow, I'm holding my puts and I'm buying hedges targeting the 608 mark. Okay, so if anybody isn't clear on that earlier today, now I did obviously take profits off of that position for the 602 puts for tomorrow, but it's still, if we can get even a retest down here at 601 or move down into that 600, that would be delightful. Now those 580 puts are still sitting there. We'll see how that works out. But with this empty space up above us, I'm ready to play it up. We'll see how the end of the day goes as far as the candle close is concerned, and see if that is 800% on the cues. Beautiful. And see how this goes by towards the end of the day. Now, SPY, similar price action, in range, pulled back, and that plan that we talked about. So today, actually, and I might have to have Marcel clip that one, but today actually talked about the fact that we were all-time highs and how we needed to perform if we wanted to maintain those. Because the fact that we were up there for the third or third plus time meant that we needed to hold when we got there. And if we couldn't find buyers, if buyers aren't present above that level, then they are going to sell. Right? Or we are going to see price retrace back down to try to find those buyers, but you've already been accumulating or bouncing here for quite some time. Now on the 4 hour, I think this is, thank you, Marcel. I see a empty space retest here tomorrow, which yes, could still give us a leg down. That target up above is 670.50. The target down below is 666. Sheesh. You've already bounced off of this one, so again, I don't want to leave that out. That is 666.80, but 666.15, that is going to be the target underneath us. Obviously, anything further than that would be dictated by whether or not we could punch through this box. In the most recent price action, I do find it pretty interesting that SPY does in fact have a lot of empty space in here, which could make that journey to the downside that much easier. But before I turn everybody into a bear, remember, we take all of this away on SPY, and this is applicable for the cues. This is a box that has been punched over. So if as a last ditch effort, because of the empty space up above, if we can't keep our foot on the gas pedal, this could be an opportunity to squeeze those sellers out. And outside of 672.38, you could use the floor, you could use cost basis, you can especially use 672.50 to take it to the upside. All right. Now, ain't taking no 666. Yep. Well, I don't know how well going with 777 would work either. So look like your position's agnostic. All right, so you've got IWM as well. This was a kind of a surprise a little bit. You did wick up for the third time, right? 3 times is a charm. I swear to God. It's rinse and repeat with that. But we did wick up here this morning. We did fall into that empty space, and my price target down here, based on that red candle and gap fill at 243.50, was filled. This leaves empty space to the upside. This could be something that you could look at a play to 245 or 246 to the upside, keeping it cheap and keeping it speculative. Sorry. What is my, hold on 1 second. Oh, I know why. Drop me. There we go. We'll be back over here. All right. Go to the hourly on this one. I think this one, this is where charting, and if you know, if you got your head screwed on straight, you can see why we're waking off of that 244.46. So yes, the buyers are not present. No, they're not performing where they should be. So again, by the end of the day, if we get more of a bearish close here, we could see that continuation of the downside. I think that inevitably takes you to 242. Tomorrow, Powell is going to be talking, which of course could add enough momentum to the market to potentially send it back into that empty space up. But that is your 3 ETFs today. It's been absolutely a slaughterhouse in terms of price action, which has been fun. So that being said, I know the question on everybody's mind is AI. Now, some of these contracts, the 23s, 21s, longer expiration, they held on. Shorter expiration, they had to go, and unfortunately that's just the way it is. But again, can't be disappointed when it goes back down and it bounces where it's supposed to, off of structure. This was kind of our last straw here, and it did bounce up. It fell fast, which is one of the attributes that we look for things to continue the upside. Because of its setup right now on the lower time frame, I'm giving this one a chance to go and try and fill up its empty space, hit 1975, and try and move through this box for a squeeze up and out. I still like it. I'm not moving into this trade with fear, just because I added or anything like that. Obviously, there is empty space down. By the end of the day, we have a box right here at 1938. If that's lost, if we lose 1925, then I might just have to wait for this one to give me a signal as far as adding or keeping weeklies. Nice job. All right. Now, PayPal. I want to talk about this one because I peeped that some of you guys still have runners. Obviously, there's still a remaining price target here for longer expiration contracts. If you still have 75s for October 24th. This one did move up. It did hit 75.66, still a green candle where it's supposed to be, resisting sellers, bouncing back up into that empty space on the hourly, creating a nice little range here. So we could suspect that PayPal at minimum will give us a move to 75.16 to tomorrow, 74.60 here on the 30-minute. But that being said, this is going to be another read and react scenario. Hopefully we can continue with that momentum aided by market bouncing, especially if that is one of my favorite scenarios for any sort of downside is when the markets gap up to resistances. And that includes the Qs. So if we even gapped up to that floor, it would make price action that much easier to flush through. But of course, could gap up PayPal as well. Okay. Now, there's still a couple of things that are on the radar here that I'm watching. TTD ended up kind of, and we talked about the potential here to do this. It did punch through the box. It didn't have enough juice to keep it moving. That tells me that there's likely going to be some consolidation. It definitely gave you an opportunity to trim if you had shorter expiration contracts. I know Ivy was able to get out of hers. That being said, now you have the opportunity to move down to the 15 and 30-minute where you have a pretty clear structure under here that you're holding, and then move to the 15-minute and we have a nice little range right here that we need to go and break back up above. So 54.55 and a move over 50, basically 55, would be crucial in order to see continuation. Otherwise, a little bit of sideways action like we talked about is likely in order, and that's due to the fact that TTD might be a little tired after ripping, how many days in a row? Let's see. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row. You should expect for it to. This is again why it still counts as a punchback, right? Did it go make a new high outside of the range? It did. It did not have enough, and I think what it will do is likely accumulate in here to put that volume aside and use it to move up into that empty space. So if you have longer expirations, you should still be good. All right. If you have anything you want me to take a look at now, you can go ahead and drop your request, and we'll take a look at it. I'm going to try to move through these as quickly as possible, for time's sake. ADSK down. Ooh. So that's definitely a difficult box, right? But I can see points of contact right here that you're missing out on, right? So there's likely more to this, I would suspect. Yeah, I'm not really interested in Tesla yet until that breakup structure happens. So right off the bat, right, again, we have what looks to be a bold box there. Let me go to the 4-hour.
Hey, sorry to cut you off, Potter. Guys, if you guys are posting requests, please post a chart with it.
Yeah, please.
Don't just ask.
Thank you.
Yep.
So I think the 4-hour kind of clears things up a little bit, and you definitely hit that floor. It looks like this 4-hour candle might try and pull itself back up on cost basis. It does have a little channel here as well to the downside that it's also trying to recover as well. So there is a chance possibly because of the empty space back up above you and the floor of 315.69, right? 315.60, excuse me, that could be retest play back up. However, if you lose today's low, go for it. That today's low loss would be, I guess he's not checking TikTok. I'm taking the request from the Discord priority first, but I am back and forthing. Thank you for the roses, dude. All right, everybody in the Discord right now is posting their charts, so that way I can look at them, so that way people can kind of sharpen their sword as far as, boxes are concerned, whether they're seeing things the correct way. That being said, on the 24-hour, yes, this is a box, right? Nice points of contact, 1, 2, 3, and yes, you are at cost basis. The floor that you have secured, which on the 4-hour kind of shifts down here a little bit further to the 58. Now, this is where the Potter box and your key levels go hand in hand, which they always do, but this is emphasizing it because your cost basis would basically give you a loss of that floor, which would then serve as a signal for a rejection. Empty space underneath you, and that can fall. So obviously, good momentum pushing this up into the 63s. Getting a candle close up against that, I think, is good medicine. Us TikTokers are like step kids. I obviously, people in here have paid me money. You know what I mean? So priority. If you did, you would expect the same. Let's see here. I spend time after the bell is rung to take it, whatever requests are left over. But a lot of you guys have the same request as the people inside of the Discord. I see it right now. So AMD up to 216. It's got to be like a day trade then. This, oof. I can't endorse that because again, this is maybe empty space. So yeah. So let's see. Bounce trade over 211.40. You have empty space up to 213. You have a box right here. Cost basis at 214.50. That could give you a new high of 217 possibly. but that is in alignment with this green candle close here, which separates you from the remainder of the empty space. So the better play, I think, is to look for that trigger to fire up over a 218 and into the 225s. But all right, let's see here. SPX. So the 24 hour is really no different than SPY. So that's big. But first of all, this is a level that we're looking at underneath us. And again, you don't have the same 24-hour candle closes. It doesn't move or look the same exactly. But that being said, you are still holding on the 4-hour to that 6,700 mark, which, yes, if you start moving down here, there is empty space back up. And that's what we're kind of talking about right now is, and you look at the 30-minute actually clears things up super. I mean, look at how easy that is. Listen, anybody can do that. That right there is easy peasy. You're smushed between the wicks and the body candle closes. So your decision making is going to be based off of whether you can pop above 67.15, go fill up, and move back up into 67.40, or due to the fact that buyers aren't really doing their job, you also have a move down to 66.94 and 66.88. So MSTR. Ooh, damn, we were right, and that hurt. Now this is kind of, again, looking at what are you trying to do here, though? MSTR, please, but what do we want? What are we looking to accomplish? You want to fill up the empty space to the downside and then take it back up. Again, that's speculative, right? So sure that we can plan for something like that, but here's what I also can pull away from this chart. You spend all the way from August to tell drop here in September, then the punch back up, and then because that punch back promises you a new high outside of the box, you hit your floor, you couldn't grab it, and then you fell immediately back down. Now, filling up your empty space and retesting the floor, yes, would be the most bullish case scenario here, and building would give you the opportunity to take that because it's familiar with going sideways. That's all lower time frame stuff, right? That's all going to be dictated on how well you're able to spot these marks on the lower time frame. And it looks like over 337.50, I would place my first target at 344.77. NEO. So again, retest got pretty close to cost basis, pulled itself back up. I suspect if it does fall any further, we should be looking at 720 once it does, because of the empty space. It, a little bit now it's kind of shit on the brick, but this one I think is again, with the Chinese stocks, we could look for an overnight punchback through this box off of the retest underneath, or this could just be a nasty retest, which I think still comes at that 760 mark, but we could just be rejecting to go and fill that move down to cost basis. So all right.
Can you hear?
Yeah,
Can
we
you
can
hear
hear
me?
you now.
Yeah, what's up? No, now he's gone again.
I was thinking maybe a hedge. Your mic, Stelio. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
looking at Neo, and I was thinking a hedge for October 17th for 650s on Neo. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's
They're
fine.
cheap.
Yeah, it's fine. It's 100% okay. All right, let's see here. It's not too much I can pull off of that chart, Rebecca. That's just like 4 candles. VA sub is my phone. So that's a range, not a box, right? It does not have the characteristics of a box. Range, gap up, tap, and then flush. So obviously the overhead is 224. Period. End of story. Once you get that, I have zero doubt in my mind we'll hit 226. That's what's programmed into the chart. However, you have a couple of challenges here, like the empty space in front of you on BA you're building right now. I would say if you are long, again, you still don't have enough information to be fully bullish, but if you can, yes, go move, break, pop over your previous resistance, which I think you're right at. No, that is the previous resistance right here. Yeah, that's where you would look for that move up to the top. If you can bypass that, then you are looking at a move up to that 226 mark. So, man, I'm gonna have to start doing laptop and iPad giveaways, dude. Go buy a bunch of Lenovo's. All right. Why? Because so many of you guys are charting on your phones. I can't even imagine having. I mean, I can do it if I have to, but I get it. Diabolical. All right. What else do we have? We have yes, AI is still good. CC, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this, my brother? Holy shit. Excuse my language, but
Hey, Ivy, execute him. Get him out of here.
there's really not much I can do, brother. I'm not gonna sit here and make shit up. You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it 100 with you. Arm. Moving up, holding.
Oh, yeah.
I would
7 days old.
Yep. I would expect 160, 141, and because the points candle closes are at 160, 270, I would be looking there. So basically, this is your next trigger to possibly get up and out of here. So, he wanted circle. He said, "Oi, oi, oi." That hit cost basis today and rejected. So it sucks. Underneath 143.42, you're looking at a retest out of 139. This one's telling you it's not time to move until you break over today's high. Period. End of story. I don't know what is so alluring about this thing. You guys like this thing a lot. I guess there's empty space way the fuck up there, but that doesn't happen until 173. Whose mic is open? I'll find you. Nobody's mic is open.
Chingale, güey. Ándale, güey.
How do I determine what to swing overnight? Obviously, I'm using my strategy, Makova. If you don't know what that is, I would recommend going to the YouTube. But I'm looking for candle closes outside of areas of consolidation or closing on the floor of consolidation, potentially going through the 50% of consolidation into empty space. That's what I'm looking for. Tension, break, empty space. That's what I want. That's what I want.
We just put
yeah.
all the tickers that we chart into a hat, and then we pull it out at the end of the day, and we draw to see which
Let's
one's
do
we
it.
swing.
That's nuts. Hymns. Oh my god, dude. I'd rather jump off a 2-story building onto a brick wall, split style. But
At least you'll be bricked up with hymns.
6650 overhead, big juicy area of consolidation. So I wouldn't, if I'm looking at this correctly, which again, it's inside of a big ass box. There's really no structure up above you. You have gotten countless rejections overhead. So over 59.33, backflip onto the brick wall. All right. Buying at the floor, should the expiration be much farther? Yes, if you're buying at the floor, you're buying with longer expirations.
You hear that, my low T people?
Yeah, man
Go
up.
back.
All right. Let's see here. What else? Rocket to the upside. Brother, how do you feel about catching knives? What's your opinion on that? I would not. So you get a little green candle here. What is that coming off of? I don't really see any structure until you get here, which you're pretty close, which is 1567. So maybe you're just waiting. But that being said, you're not going anywhere Where's my floor? I don't have one. I have an imbalance of 1650. That's your first. And then I have a floor at 1689. So everything that you do would have to be dictated based off of the lower time frame, which reveals itself to be inside of a nice little range here with a top at 1630. So Netflix, which direction? Up, down? Give me a what's your bias? Holy shit, the coffee is hot and it is spilling. I hope they do. I hope they, you know, it's not even that good. I might have to flip this shit upside down, dude. How about we just don't? You know, I'm just kidding. All right, let's see here. Inward scale. Focus on the boxes, idiot. Box right there. Watch 80-25. That is really, I mean, as far as signals go, that is your last palpable bounce level. You do have empty space up above. You might get there by the end of the day. But yeah, 80-25. An imbalance is 50% of empty space. It's one of our first targets. If you have an area with no consolidation like this, right? We typically measure from start to finish, and that'll be one of our first targets. All right, we got... What else do we got, TikTok? Big up. Oh, he said, ugh, fine. What the
Lock him up.
Lock him up.
Lock him up. Lock him up.
I can't see past all of these little twirlers that you have on
What's
here.
going on there?
You know what it reminds me of?
Who
It
is
reminds
Trey
me of
Taylor?
it
Yeah.
reminds me of those
We can't tell
bicycles
you.
with the streamers on them. But
Charting while tripping acid.
I
Yeah,
can't.
don't worry
Somebody
about that.
posts some
Hey.
shit like that, you should make them
Guys.
explain it.
This is going to be my last warning. If you cannot use into Windows, we're going to mute you. You're going to get me banned. I love you so much, but you can't say the name of the drugs. You see how I did that? Made it seem like I had a speech impediment, but I don't. And I said the word, but you really couldn't understand it. Slipping past AI.
I
All right,
love
guys.
hugs.
There you go.
Hey,
Very
but
good.
disregard those buy sell signal things. They're just additional things that I look at.
You're good, man. I'm just teasing you.
If Astro can talk right, everyone else can. Get it together.
Yeah. All right. So Oracle did have a really good bounce. Beautiful bounce off the floor. Now you're moving through 50% of that empty space, which equals also the bottom of your box. Now, with a candle close up of this, I see buyers have no issues at the moment. But as we approach the 30-minute, we can see that we are, or 5-minute rather, we can see that we are building, right? So this is where you need to grab. Where can you not fall? That's a better question. You don't really have it. So straightforward test area would be right here, or basically off of the wicks, which is 281.50. You've got a box underneath you here. Box underneath us here. Hold on one second.
Yeah, based on the 15 minutes, I was looking at like 283 is where I don't want to lose it.
Yeah, I mean, you said 283. I mean, yeah, 282, 83. I mean, unfortunately, this is as good as it gets as far as structure. But I mean, this is the way you want it to close because it's just an easy gap up away. I mean, I wouldn't get out of it. It wouldn't scare me if I was already in. You know, I would feel pretty good about this one. So,
Right. Okay. Yeah. Up 50%. So I'll just hold it.
cool. All right. Yeah, your box is good. Floor is good. You really can't really draw much off of that. But what do you want? What do you want? Disney down? You guys are fucking adamant about killing the mouse, aren't you? Why? Why do you want to do that? What did the mouse ever do to you except for charge you ridiculous
Make
amounts?
Disney money.
You have no idea. I was there every year for 16 years with my kids.
Lord have
Why are you
mercy.
so supportive of the mouse? This is weird.
trying to
You
get
don't want to
some of that.
know. I worked for him for 7 years.
I don't think you
Bro, I
know
made
the.
it.
I don't
made
think you
it
know.
all-
Yeah, he was underneath the desk with. Never mind. I don't want to say that.
You don't know
Hey,
the
yo!
you don't know the mouse like I do. It just likes to
I
scurry.
love the
whenever-
mouse's wife.
Hey,
Yo, what's
yeah,
that mouse do?
Minnie's my girl.
Real like mouses.
All right,
where I'm
Ivy
from.
mute everyone.
Yeah, everybody's gonna
wait.
be muted. We're gonna have to mute everybody.
Guys, you guys gotta relax. Come
Just
on,
mute
man.
the
I don't
select
think-
few, man.
I don't think they can. 1136 cost basis underneath. Yes, 100%. Tension is to the max. I wouldn't be surprised. And if I did take a position on this to the downside, are you getting a signal right now? Absolutely not. Nobody's doing their job. So if I took a position on this, you better head your fucking ass off and have a perfect price target as to where that may go. Now, as far as that question is concerned, fuck. I mean, the only thing that I have right now is a channel that looks like this, which would, yes, allow price to move down to that 108 target floor that I told you got before. So yeah. But this is an area where, I mean, is this an easy setup? Yes, there's empty space underneath us. Don't get so chopped up about it or even amped up about it when you're not even close, because here I'm just keeping it real with you. Yes, we can see further downside. Yes, that downside could get us all the way to the gap, but today's high and to yesterday's low, marking out the areas that need to break on both directions. So there's pressure there. But knowing, again, what's to say this doesn't pop up and go and hit 119. And when we're in areas of consolidation, I don't want you to think that like this. I don't want you to think that I have some further insight that you do. I don't. I would, if I had to trade this, I'm at pew point, right? Trade Disney right now. And that's where I'm at. Okay, well then I'll go down as low as I can. I'll take it long above 113.40, and I'll try to take it short at the floor, which I can hate doing, but I would really have no other choice unless I could catch it off the top. 119.20. Yep. Okay. Thank you guys for the tap into the screen.
I think whenever we're new and we see that much empty space, we get tunnel vision. We
Yeah.
get just sucked in on it.
Yeah, 100%. See
It
all the
looks
time.
so juicy.
Yeah, you
That was
gotta-
in the beginning, like when I was first starting to learn, like I'd look at a chart and anytime I saw empty space, I was like, oh, it has to be filled. Call.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it gets exciting when you first start looking at it. So what do you want to do to this? Stellar down, very small range. Let me ask you first, is this worth your time and your energy? Is this empty? Does it look easy? Is it anything close to like what we've made off? Just throwing that out there. That's for you to answer. That being
You've
said,
shown
No,
us
but
every
it's,
day and said
it's
that.
super cheap to play now.
super cheap isn't a chart setup though. Just throwing that out there, okay? I'm not
Yeah,
here
sure.
to tell you yes or no. I'm just throwing some variables out there for you to think about. That being said, if yes, it loses the 138 floor, you have the 137.50 red candle close to lose. Once you lose that, empty space leads you to 136.50. Yes, that could happen. However, right, you are still making empty space. Not so much actually. That's pretty cloudy until you get up into the higher time frames. But with that being said, yeah, I mean, if you can get a loss of that floor, you're heading in the right direction. But again, I'd rather go down a slide made of cactuses, naked. All right.
Cacti
So good.
genius.
Yep.
You're gonna get
Ouch.
banned for that. Jeez.
Sorry, just kidding. That was funny.
All right. 24-hour time frame. Oh my gosh.
Pressure.
Yeah, there's pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Pressure bust.
Pressure busting twice. Decapitated. Can't sing the rest of that song because it's got a bunch of N words in it.
Damn.
I know.
You can say it. I give you permission.
You know what?
No, you don't. Don't encourage him.
I'm not falling.
No, you don't.
That's a negative.
Nope. You can't get me. You can't get me. Listen, I was surrounded by like 15 dudes, all telling me that it was okay to say it in jail.
We get it. We get it, bro.
Okay. I'm a hero.
I applaud you for your restraint, my little croissant.
That wasn't restraint. You
little
said
croissant.
croissant. That's crazy. All right, so let's look at this in a way that makes it reflects the past, right? I'm looking at areas similar to this sort of compression, right? Nice climb up, empty space up above. I see even these tiny, right, little areas of tight compression, and it does lead to explosive price action. So we look at this and we see, well, nobody can move this anywhere. The pressure is popping. Not to mention, the pressure is basically between the bottom here at 87.25, right, give or take, and then what is directly up above you, which is a sneaky little box, fucker, right? 96.35 is the pop off top. That's on the weekly, right? Mark that out, set an alert. And that's where, yes, if you were looking at this, and I'm not going to lie, this is a odd, you know, it doesn't move as fluidly, but when it does move, it gets moving. I wouldn't have any other target in mind other than 120. Now, is that now? No. If you took it right, I mean, again, if you wait for a signal on this one, you might not be able to catch it either. So again, you're going to have to, this just almost reminds me of BA. Now with today's rejection, perhaps what really gives it an extra boost is a nice little tap down here, tap, right? Maybe giving 85.31 and then flip the script and move it back up. But there is pressure there. There's a move coming. Wild, I asked about PayPal breakout Sunday night on your TikTok live and the Monday. Yeah, Jameson, we that was a huge trade. It was very good. Very nice. All right. What else do we got? I have a feeling that this sticker is going to piss me off. Not the worst. You win. Where are you? Oh my god. Sheesh, came down, retested underneath you. Weekly has. So I mean, the simple answer here is that was what previously held you down, and I think what is safe is relying on those previous levels, which are going to be at 27.50. So between the top, which yes, this is an awful rejection and not what you want to see in order to go back up. It's not the end all be all, but of course you are declining on the 24-hour, and this is where yes, a chart like this does not. There's no sorts of there's zero not a fiber in my body that would want to trade this, you know, just period in the story. But that being said, if you lose that floor, I suspect this will be back at 25. Netflix swing upside. It's not really flashing that buy signal yet. It's close though, and it's right there at 1200 and over 12,617. Excuse me. That's where we could potentially see Netflix. But there is not any empty space, which again takes me away from that chart. UNH making your way.
Oi, oi, oi.
Oi, oi, oi. Okay.
Boy,
All right. That is an interesting name. Okay. You use any sort of screeners to make it easier to find tickers that are in these setups? We are the screener. We're all using different things to find tickers. I mean, I go through earnings charts. I go through stock twits, momentum, or people talking about certain stocks more. You know, I'll look through those. But just as a group, as a collective, it's, you know, we're all looking for the same thing. All right. So this is a floor on UNH that we've struggled with before, but alas, we are fucking closing up against it. So yes, if I was looking at this one, I'd be targeting 378 and 382. I would have a plan that was foolproof as to, yeah, it does. I would, no, I do not look at Wall Street bets. That is, nope. it's really funny because we took KSSS or KSSS, yeah, two S's. Fucking, what is English? We took that trade and it was just purely based off the setup. I think the day that morning is when it squeezed is when we actually found out that people had just started talking about it, or bringing up its short volume. So I mean, again, if you would have done that, it would have been too late anyway. So I just keep it
My little
pushing.
croissant, I have 380s for Friday. Do you think that is not enough time?
Oh my God! Somebody's got to clip that, send it to every one of his friends, family. That would just be.
I'm on it. I got you.
Thank you. We got you, brother. Blackmail security.
Good luck finding my family, my little petit frère.
All I need to go is in the fucking invoices.
What's that accent? What is that accent? I can't tell.
That's some
Russian,
like
French? What is it?
that's some French spy. He's not French, but he's trying to be.
Bolivia? Something.
I don't know. Oui. All right. So anyway, with UNH, I would have a foolproof plan on what's underneath me. You got a little box. You have a 360 mark underneath you. All right. What was the ticker that you wanted, Croissant Man?
No, it was for UNH. I just wanted to see.
Oh.
I have 380s for the Friday. I want to make sure that do I have enough time or should I?
I mean, if that's the next
Go for
price
longer.
target, I mean, I'm sure an extra week wouldn't hurt, but no, I mean, I would take my shot. And obviously, when it pops out, you're capturing. I don't know if you're going to get 380s, brother. You know, that obviously is up to UNH. Seems like there is a possibility of it slowing down a little bit. I also see context of a channel, which does show that it has more potential to move up into that 382 mark. So, I mean, if I was you, and everything is kosher as far as what's underneath me, I'm letting it ride. So
Appreciate
nothing
it.
looks good. No, there's a couple of trades that AI is looking pretty good. It is pulling back and retesting that empty space underneath us, but it kind of needs to. No, well, also, you know, we're coming off of a pretty fat W's, if you will. Yeah, why is that fucking glitching on me? TTD still looks good, just needs a little bit more choppage. ARM does not have that much empty space left, though. Not enough for me to want to take it 162 to target
done
up
now.
above. Yeah, 162.75. SoFi, did that finish squeezing? Oof, rough. Okay, so it hit the imbalance in between the two boxes, shot back down with empty space, retested, climbed back up 50%. So now you're really just focused on this, which is unfortunately really low, but that's the box that'll get you up and out of there. And I suspect that'll be what you retest before if you go down. So, but honestly, those wide fluctuation in prices, that's immediately where I'm like, good. What time is it? It is 3:46. Nike, you guys want to short that thing too, don't you? Man, that thing's leaving some pretty righteous empty space. So I will say this, Nike is below some serious floors. I suspect Nike should be hitting 68 here relatively soon.
Can you look at MS down?
Yeah, hold on, let me sit down.
Give Uncle a little second class.
What about Unk? What's that?
I
No,
just
sir,
sit
give
down.
Uncle a
Welcome back,
couple
everybody.
seconds.
Yeah, just had to let the desk come back down. Any minute now. Maybe because I have two fat ass cats sitting on my desk right now. I have those little beds that hang off the desk. They're all occupied. Big ass cat. All right, let's see here. Yeah, it's a Doctor Strange box. MS down. Yeah, it's a good candle close, honestly. Morgan Stanley. Little empty. It's I would say 152. I would really focus on this 24-hour because there's really no point in. But yeah, I mean, as far as the candle close is concerned, that looks good. Yeah, I can see that trying to make its way down. Obviously, what's most important always, because you have not technically lost the floor, is to have a plan And this is where the 30-minute does show it is bouncing. So maybe you have a little bit of an opportunity to wait. But there is a retest up at 158, and that occurs over 156.44. So am I swinging anything new? I'm not seeing anything right now that's really catching my eye at the moment, if I'm being honest with you. There's a couple of things that are looking good, but like Twilio looks good, but Twilio failed today to stay outside or to break outside of that previous wick. So that one, you know, no good on this one. That one's going to have to return and break back up over 108. But listen, sometimes there isn't anything. And, you know, 5 years ago, that would have really bothered me. It felt like I needed to take something that, like, if I'm not in something, I'm not trading. And like, dude, half of trading is not doing anything, is waiting for the right opportunities. And we know what that looks like. We know how we just got rewarded this week by those opportunities. And so now I'm looking for the same thing. Above, below.
If you're on your shit, you shouldn't have to worry about it. Throwing money
That's
away.
exactly right, man. And I think that's the thing. Is like you make money, and your brain knows how this reward system works. You know that waiting for those setups to make sense, right? Not forcing anything. There's room to speculate. You know, I'm not going to take that away. Especially ET. It's funny if you go back through the gains page. It is very interesting. I looked back, obviously while we were charting it, but when I was looking back at the videos, I go through waves. I didn't know this until I looked back. I go through equity, I trade individual tickers, and then I get latched on to the ETFs. And then when they stop moving in the way that I want, I go back to individual equities. It's actually, obviously today was, you know, an exception because I'm doing both. But right now, I like the opportunities that potentially are presenting themselves on the ETFs. However, I'm pretty sure that tomorrow this empty space is likely to get retested. We'll see if we gap or anything, but Pal is going to be talking as well. So, you know, again, if you have anything short, those QQQ, hold on one second. Also, can I just say this, you know, why would I want to swing when I'm up over 68 bands? You know, again, I don't talk about, but that's not this month, or well, actually
That's this week.
that's this
That's probably this
fucking week, dude. That's this
A day and a
week.
half.
So what do I need to rush for? And obviously that doesn't apply to everybody, but looking at what's in front of me, I know how I made that money and I know how I'm going to make it again. So like, if it doesn't look like everything else, and if I need to sit right now for the last 10 minutes and show you guys what good setups is so that we can remind ourselves what looks good and what doesn't, I'll do that, because it's these moments that are just as important as taking a trade, right? Taking the trade setup that looks good. This is taking no trade because nothing looks good. And if you found something that's an exception, you do what you do. You do, boo-boo. But Riley, I hate your profile picture. I just saw it. F you. I'm going to say things as soon as I get off TikTok. You're a sick bastard. But that being said, you know, the Qs, IWM, if you really can't help yourself, look for IW. You can have an IWM hedge. I would look at the 242 and 246. Knock yourself out. All right, hedges for that. Yeah, of course, man. It's needed, guys, because like I get like that. This is just as an educator, from my perspective, this is one of the biggest issues. And I've said this before, is this repetitive need. If you show up every day and because you have buying power, you think it's time to trade. First comes strategy, then comes trading, then comes cash. If you don't, you're finna get that ass. Put that in a book right now, Ivy. Sell that to kids. All right. Let's see here. Amazon. If you really can't help yourself, like we're drug addicts. Exactly. But honestly, it's the same reward system that you're activating when you do this stuff. So yes, it can be addictive, and it is important with anything to have balance. So, hello, hello, kitty cat. Oh my God. Just because they're selling doesn't mean you have to buy. Well, also, it's just like what's being created right now. We just got some serious moves to the upside. And as we move back down, what are we creating? Empty space. What does that mean? We can go and trade it back up. And that's fucking awesome because that's where we take our position, and being patient while these things build is muy important. Really quick, I need to do something on IWM though.
Muy importante.
Muy importante.
There you go. Nice. Good job.
Chingala way. Uy.
Chingala way.
Chingala way. Ay, ay, ay.
Super way.
Uy, uy.
Yo, yo.
Dude, yo, I need Astro to make that his fucking horn on his Tesla. Well, that would be everything to us.
That
You know,
would be
I
crazy.
accept bribes if
I could,
if you
I
really
could-
want me to make that
I
happen.
could, I could extend your lifetime membership into the afterlife. I'll put in a good word. What do you think
The
about
fact
that?
that you thought that was a passable thing to say is wow.
Lifetime and after now offering afterlife subscriptions.
Hell no.
So what you're saying is you're wanting me to hang out with you after life.
You know what?
Kind of a weird commitment there, bud.
I mean, I'm sure you'll be in the area. Maybe, I don't know. You could be somewhere further south. I don't know. Or
That's
north.
like them
I don't know.
churches. That's like them churches selling land in the after in heaven or some shit.
Yeah, bro, that's gotta be the most wild shit.
Diabolical, dude.
Or telling the Egyptian pyramid builders that, you know, at the end of their life, if they're just very passive right now, they're good for the rest of their existence.
Dude, you know what's mad
behave.
funny? Never mind. All right, anyway, we got 5 minutes left. All right. Boil, dude. I tried my hand on boil one time, dude. I got boiled. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if you guys remember that. I tried. I failed. I'm not scared to admit it. We got a box right here up above you. Cost basis is there, so break that wick at 34.50, and you're met immediately with another box, which is total bullshit, but it's just the way that crumbles. So over 37, maybe we get a rise up in the 40s. You offer Afterlife membership. Now you're a church, and then I don't have to no taxes. Oh shit. PBS religion. That's the next step. There we go. And then everybody can trade underneath the church for no taxes on. That's. Hey, Robert. How plausible is that? Where's Robert at? He's the tax fan.
I know a pastor who did that.
Would we have to become priests or nuns or anything?
Yeah, I'll do what I gotta.
I'm the deacon.
You and Jorge are going to be choir boys.
I'll
hand out the sacrament.
I don't like where that's going.
Sacrilegious.
I think what you're trying to say is altar boys, you nasty.
Deacons, yeah, whatever. All right. Anyway, sorry. We'll stop that. Yes, Queen. All right.
I was about to say you're gonna get yourself in trouble here.
I know. I see. We're all learning together. We're growing together. Okay. Our wives are going to be proud of us. I think the ladies in here are just fine. So
We're brothers.
they're the ones that are like, please stop.
You're fired.
Okay. I'm and you know what? Now I'm rehired. Perfect. I can't wait to start. Thanks for this opportunity, me. 6084. Sorry. That actually, I mean, again, candle closed through that 24-hour box. I mean, you have 62.75 and then empty space up to 71. It does look like it is, yeah. It does. Looks like a half-ass to see when you go here on the 1 hour. Now it's this right here. But it doesn't, I mean, still it looks pretty good. Tesla's just dumping. Oh, gap fill coming.
Just wait for it.
Yeah, where
I
you
feel
see
like
that?
Tesla's gonna pump after hours, man.
That's
should
what
take
I'm
s-
thinking.
I feel like I could take
Yeah.
some of these Tesla or AMD tendies and just throw them into something spontaneous and fun. You know what I mean? Like a speed dating show or something.
Didn't you just do that with IWM?
Yeah, I
He's
could have done
specifically
that.
saying he wants to see how fast he can liquidate my retirement.
Let's see here. Tesla 395s for October 17th.
He's actively wishing on our downfall right now. That is insane.
I'll bounce it off the gap tomorrow, or maybe I'll buy a weekly call here in 2 seconds.
That's what
You
I'm
thought he
thinking.
was
It's
here
gonna
for
bounce
us?
off of this. Well, yeah. Why
I
else
got
would he be here?
370 for 17.
Dude, these are jacked. I should have just sell. You should sell covered calls.
Grab
on
the
these.
TSLLs.
Oh, my man.
Okay.
All right. Day 30 of asking for Starbucks. Dude, I have covered this one, I think, 3 times now. There's a gap I didn't see at 79.20. I changed it. Now it's going to the gap. If it loses, the candle will open right here, which you pretty much bounced off of today. You got a lot of empty space up above you. You got a floor that you're trying to recover here. Haven't done that. So, yeah, I would be looking for a break of the lows. Do I think snow is a good play? Well, I don't know what you want to do with it. For a day trade, this could be pretty interesting. But that would be obvious. Look at this, guys. On the 15-minute, first green candle to your left in the most recent price action, bam, hit. Empty space underneath you. I think a box could be built here. Thanks, Harry. Okay. Harry.
Potter.
I thought about changing my last name, or like one of my putting Potter in my name. Peyton says absolutely not, but I was like, I don't even know who my dad is. So what gives? Who cares? But then she was like, do you know how much paperwork we would have to change? We just got married, the kids. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, catastrophic. Amazon. Just throw
That
it
woman
in.
is right.
Huh? You know, there's a guy with his real name is Potter, and he's Potter Stocks on Twitter, and I just jacked his whole shit. And my name's not even Potter. It's crazy.
You said you jacked his shit?
Okay, can we?
Oh my god.
All right. 223.
Who's
You
that?
guys
Who's
are
that?
helpless.
Who's that?
Yeah, how's it going?
Boy,
Yo,
22307. Not
around
me.
the corner.
Not
Clip,
me.
clip,
not,
clip, 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 clip.
Not 22307.
It wasn't me. I promise
Break
Yo,
over
who was that,
224.
bro? Damn.
Shut up. Oh, do you see that? I watched that live. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Someone just got clipped. Holy shit.
Amazon actually is not bad up to 227.50.
Lock him up.
Lock 'em up, man. Lock them up. Just trying to help you guys get a little bit of money, you know.
Trump called. He wants that line back.
Shit.
Lock him up. Lock him up.
Lock him up.
If I lock up someone, you need to bail, okay?
Oh man, you guys should have to
Wow,
get real.
Ivy.
Let's have real cash bail, Ivy, and then we'll have real court.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
And then if they're guilty, dude, I'll just hit them with the execute them, Ivy, dude. It's beautiful.
Crazy.
We'll start at 250.
Yeah, there you go. You got. Can you be the judge? Yeah, you'll be the judge. You'll be the first in the lineup, dude. All right, guys. Pretty damn good day. Oh shit, I didn't see INTC. Yeah, it's still up there. It's creeping. Look at that 3 taps off the top. Nice little juicy box on that thing. Even if it does come down, that'll be its punch back to push it up into new highs. INTC, yeah, so you are in a box right now, so it is possible that you still shoot out of this 100%, but a loss of the floor of 36.50, and I think you got a retest down at 34.90. So Jesus Christ.
Hey, I just want to say, like, I know I asked some dumb questions, but like, learning this shit and staying dedicated. In the first like 2 weeks, I've matched or doubled my paycheck from work in 2 weeks in a row.
Damn. Keep the pressure, man. Keep asking questions to see how, dude. And then just think about where you were, you know, when you first started and how you felt and what emotions were going through your mind. And then take that same, you know, distance and then multiply it in front of you. And you have that to look forward to. You know, especially when I was trading, it used to drive me because I could always look back and be like, no, I'm locking in. And it helps a lot. So, can I go over good setups when I get a chance? Yeah, let me stop this recording here.